Alright guys, how you doing? We're back here today with the Mirage and we're going to take on the Hornet. And so a lot of people generally think that this is a very easy fight for the Mirage, and in reality it can be if the Hornet doesn't know what he's doing. But if the Hornet pilot knows how to counter the Mirage, it can be a very, very difficult fight for the Mirage. And so here we go, we just merged with this Hornet, we're going to take him one circle. The Mirage is going to pretty much always win this first turn, the initial turn here. And there we go, there's the second merge. Now I have a gentleman's agreement with Master J here, who's flying the Hornet. We're not going to do head-on shots just because there's not a lot of skill involved in those. It's kind of luck, 50-50. I hit him, he hits me. The true skill is if you can maneuver behind him and kill him. So that's what we're going for today. So if you see any head-on passes where we don't shoot, that's the reason why. And so I'm doing these one circle turns with him. As long as I have altitude, I have options against him, and that's what you're seeing here. I can just pull hard on the stick on the way back up through the loop, and he's always going to lose that. And so I'm going to be behind him. As long as we're in a one circle fight and I have altitude, I'm going to have every advantage. Now at this point, he's realizing that it's pretty much over for him, and I'm on his 6. So it's just a matter of time. If I can sit back here, he's going to try to make the gun solution difficult. And as long as I can sit back here, it's only a matter of time. And I think I can get a shot right here. Right here. That's 3 hits. I don't know how he's still alive. That's 3 30mm hits. So alright, well here we go. So we'll continue the fight here. He's crossing the 12. I'm just not getting the angles correct. And right here we're real slow. I can probably kill him right here. Just underneath. And I just can't pull my nose up like that. Very nice. Little stall maneuver there from the Hornet. And so he's going to be very low on energy, so I'm just going to come right back. And I'm just going to hang out here. And I'm just going to wait for him, wait for my opportunity. And he's still in there. He doesn't want to come out of that stall. If I do a full loop around, I can kill him. So we'll go ahead and do that. If he's still in that stall when I come around the circle, he's dead. And if I had a little bit more distance at the initial thing, I could have got my nose up enough to kill him. Alright, we're coming around. He's exiting the stall because I think he's realizing what's going on here. But now you can see he's in a low energy state. Okay, now so am I. So this is the problem for me. I'm now in a low energy state, so it's going to be difficult for me to continue these turns with him as he stays. He's going to try to get to his max rate speed, and he's going to try to beat me in the rate fight, which is absolutely something the Hornet can do against the Mirage. In fact, it's what the Hornet should do against the Mirage. And so this is where it starts to get challenging for the Mirage. I have 30mm rounds, which are heavy, which means I need to get close and I need a lot of lead. And it's just not something I'm going to be able to do at these speeds or in a rate fight against the Hornet. Like, look at me right now. I'm at 150-ish knots, and I'm having a lot of trouble staying in this turn with him. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to stay in it a couple more seconds just to... Actually, yeah, you can see him coming around that circle. So this is a very bad situation for me. If I stay here, I'm as good as dead. Right? I think we've proved that point. So I'm going to go ahead and disengage out of this turn. And so what I'm going to go for, as we talked about initially, if I have the altitude advantage, I can, not advantage, but if I have altitude, I have options in the Mirage, in the one circle fight. So what I'm going to do is just fly straight, regain some speed. I'm going to climb back up, and we're going to see if we can turn this fight around. Because the last situation I was in, it was a 100% lose situation for me. Okay, now we're climbing, we're getting our altitude back. He's sitting on my 6. like directly on my 6. You don't want to get too slow through the top here. You still want to have some sort of speed. Don't let him get too close to you because it'll be an easy kill. And right here through the top, you're going to input rudder to get out of his nose. Input the rudder, there it is. Stay out of his nose. Okay, now we're back in the one circle fight. When we have altitude, we have options once again. So we basically reset the fight to a situation that works for me. Now, he's actually doing a fantastic job in these one circle turns, and he's actually winning here. He's pulling real hard on his stick. And right there, he's going to get a shot. He actually hit me. Doesn't seem like it was enough. So just a great job by Master J here. And unfortunately for him, it's just not going to be enough. So the Mirage is once again back on his tail. So we both hit each other at this point. He's damaged, I'm damaged. But because I managed to flip the fight back into my own favor, I'm now sitting behind him. And I should be able to kill him right here. And there's the kill. Alright, here we go with round 2. Once again, just round 2 to drill home the points and see if Master J can do anything different for us in the Hornet, present some other challenges or something. But you can see that's generally how the Mirage is going to want to fight, in the one circle with altitude. And if you can give it those parameters, it can absolutely make the other guy's life a living hell. You're trying to dogfight him like this. So again, the Mirage is going to win the initial turn pretty much every time. And so here we go, we're just coming down on top of him. He's gonna want to go into the rate fight, and he's gonna want to drag me down to the ground. And the reason he's gonna do that is because he wants to remove that altitude advantage. Even in a rate fight, as long as I have altitude, I have options. Alright, and the Mirage has got to use the vertical space. It just has to. And if it does that, it's gonna be absolutely deadly. So here we are. We're in a rate fight. I'm dropping my nose dramatically. I'm trying to gain some sort of energy through gravity with my nose down. And I'm trying to keep my speed up so I can maybe get a fire solution on him. And you can see that I'm not able to maintain that turn with him. So I'm going to go ahead and get some speed, or some altitude. And he's coming back around. And I don't have enough altitude to dive in on him like I wanted to. So right here, once again, he's got me down on the ground and we're rate fighting. Definitely not where I want to be. He's very clearly winning this. Just avoiding the ground there. Yeah, so he's coming around that circle. And if I stay here, it's a bad situation. So we're going to do a vertical loop here. We're going to get ourselves some altitude. See if he comes up here, which he does. Use the rudder to stay out of his nose. Okay, he didn't even point his nose, so no problem. And I'm on a 6. Okay, now I don't have a lot of altitude to play with, so this could get dangerous for me. He's just got to maintain his max rate speed, which in the Hornet is going to be between 360 to 380 and possibly up to 400 depending on your weight and altitude. I wouldn't say, maybe like 390. And so at this altitude, he should be probably around 360 to 380-ish. And you can see that I just can't win that fight. So what we're going to do is disengage, and I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get some energy. I'm going to climb, give myself altitude again, and try to reset the fight and fight him all over again. And if I can continue to do this, I continue to ask him questions during the fight. This is the thing. You want to keep asking the guy questions, and eventually there's going to be a question that he won't be able to answer. And he's going to make a mistake, and you're going to kill him. Okay, so this is what I'm going for. I'm just resetting the fight over and over again until he makes a mistake. Or I make a mistake, right? That's the thing. He's trying to make me play his game. I'm trying to make him play my game. And so here we go, loop through the top. Once again, rudder to stay out of his nose, because the last thing you want to do is get sprayed through the top of that turn. See, just like he almost did there, he almost got sprayed as he crossed my nose. In fact, I'm a little surprised he's alive. And so here I'm going to dive down on him. He's once again trying to drag me back down to the ground. I'll take the bait. I don't love it, but I'll take it. And I'm going to try to cut inside of a circle here, because I've got a decent amount of energy, or speed I should say. And so I'm going to cash some of that in. You can see because he's staying in that max rate speed, it's just so difficult for me to get my nose around. There's the bingo fuel warning, so I've got to wrap this up pretty quickly. And so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull into the vertical, and I'm going to cut his circle vertically. And we'll see if I can get some options here. This is a great little maneuver, because a lot of times people don't expect you to do it, and they'll lose visual on you. And then you get a jump on them when you come back down, which I would venture a guess that that's what just happened to Master J here. And there you go. See, now I'm in a good position. Come on. And that's a kill. Another great fight by the Hornet. Well done. Alright, so as aggressive as the Mirage is in a dogfight, it can be even more aggressive, and the more aggressive you are, the more dangerous it is for the Hornet. And what I mean by that is, if the dogfight starts at altitude, the Hornet needs to drag you down. And if you're aggressive in the process of him dragging you down, you can actually wrap the fight up pretty quickly, which is what I'm doing here. I went right into the one circle fight. I'm pulling hard on the stick here to make sure I win this second merge. And he's going to go underneath me, and I'm going to roll it over with the rudder, and I'm just going to stay right here with him. He's trying to drag me down with a downward spiral, and right here it's going to cost him his life. There it is. Good kill. Okay, so let's try to be aggressive again in the Mirage. And again, it's very, very dangerous for the Hornet to try to pull you to the ground. He's got to do it just right. He's got to stay at those corner speeds. Max rate speeds, I guess is what I'm saying. Corner speeds are not sustainable. Max rate speeds are sustainable. And so here, there's the merge. We're going for the vertical. And he is staying in the horizontal plane. And I'm going to try to be aggressive again. Sometimes being aggressive definitely works against you, so I don't always recommend it. I recommend being patient to try to make it work in the long run, play the long game. But just for the sake of the video here, I'm going to be very aggressive. And once again, full nose up to try to win this fight, this merge right here. And because I don't want to come neutral through it. And he's going to go once again below me, because the Mirage is always going to do that to the Hornet. The Hornet just cannot. You know, the Mirage is a giant air brake. And so here we are once again in a downward spiral. And I just got to get this perfect as he tries to drag me down. And once again, there's another kill. Okay, pretty much the same scenario. Very dangerous for the Hornet to do that. Hey guys, before we continue to the TAC view, I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to be doing large-scale missions with patrons every couple weeks or so, and I'll be streaming them over Twitch. So if you're interested in joining us, check out the Patreon link in the video description below. We'd love to see you guys there. Thanks guys. Alright guys, let's do a quick little TAC view review. We got Master J over here, myself over here, and we'll turn on the labels. And so I picked this fight because I think it was the best one in terms of, you know, both of us flying equal. And so here's the merge. You can see I'm at an indicated of 427. He's true airspeed of 627. So we're roughly the same indicated. My true airspeed is about the same. Mach 1-ish through the merge, so that's good. Now you can see the Mirage is dumping energy. It's absolutely dumping energy through that turn. And so is the Hornet, but you can see I'm narrowly winning that merge, like ever so slightly. And honestly, if I pulled harder, I could have easily won that turn, but I wanted to maintain some sort of speed at the top there. And so here we got the second one, and so in this one you can see, like, look at how I'm a little bit lower than him. He's using a little bit of a diagonal turn, I'm more vertical, and then I pull hard through the bottom of that turn. I pull the stick up real hard, and he ends up underneath me and I'm on top of him. And so what you see here is a bit of a lead turn. So what I'm doing is turning in anticipation of where he's going to be. So I started my turn about here, and I'm turning trying to come here because I'm predicting that he's going to shoot here, right? And I'm just trying to get ahead of the turn a little bit. And for the most part, that's exactly what happens. And he ends up in front. So by doing that, I've actually increased our distances. So we're closer together, which is where I need to be because I have very heavy 30mm shells and I need to land on him. So I need to be closer. And so there goes the third merge, essentially, pretty much. And now the fight is really in my favor. I'm sitting behind him, and he starts to do some flops and turns and all that stuff because he's trying to make the gun solution difficult for me. And the one thing is you will not be able to do that against the Mirage. It can just sit back here with little to no problem. And right around here, I think, is where I get a gun solution on him. Yeah, so there's the hit. That was 3 hits from the 30mm. And honestly, 90% of the time that kills you. But he's still alive. So we're still in the fight. We're going to continue it. And so these reversal of the turns, we've talked about this in other videos. Reversing your turn is a really nice way to get yourself killed, and this is why. So there's one scenario where I could have killed him if I had a little bit more luck, or I had inputted a little bit of rudder to make sure that he was a rud on my 12. There's another scenario where he survives narrowly, And here's the third turn reversal. And you can see once again a decent fire solution. So reversing the turn, yeah, he gets lucky here, but it's a nice way to get yourself killed. And so here I just sit behind him, and I honestly just could not get my nose to go up any higher. You can see, like, look at how he's pretty much almost nose up, fully vertical. And so I try to come back around. He notices I'm coming back, so he goes back into it. And he's just sitting there. Look at his true airspeed of 66. So he's just basically completely stalled out. And so I'm like, all right, you know what? You want to do that? I'll just go around. You know, and by the time he gets out of that, I'm just going to be right back on a 6. So it's a nice way to extend your life somewhat, but it's not going to turn the fight in your favor. You know, it's also the same with the Sukhois and their Cobra maneuver and all that stuff. It's the same thing. And so you can see right back into it. So he comes out of his stall and he's right back to square one, Mirage on his tail. And all he really did was extend his life a little bit with that maneuver. Better than nothing, of course, but you know, you got to get a little bit more creative. So what he's doing here now is he is rate fighting me, and he wants to stay in that 380-ish, 360-ish range, and there's no way that I can keep turning with him, because look at his turn rate per second. He's getting 18.8 degrees here. Look at mine, I'm getting 6.9. This is just not what the Mirage is intended to do. And I'm pulling really hard on the stick to get up to 14 or 15. He's still sitting at 18, and even then I'm bleeding tremendous amounts of energy to try to do that with him. And so you can see he's very clearly winning this fight. He's pulling up on my 6. Okay, so what am I gonna do? I'm gonna disengage, start flying away as fast as I can. I'm gaining speed, and I'm going to go up and try to get my altitude back, because with altitude I can maybe pose a problem. Alright, now I'm not waiting too long in the vertical, because then I'll get too slow and I'll be an easy kill for him. And through the top of that turn I'm inputting rudder, so you can see how I'm lopsided to the left, and right here too, rudder, because what you're trying to do is stay out of that nose so he can't shoot you. Now I know it looks like in TAC view that his nose was on me, but during the fight it definitely wasn't. And the reason for that is because TAC view, it's got this scaling option where you can make aircraft bigger, and it throws off those little perceptions. And so as he goes over the top, I reverse it, and I'm trying to force one circle fights with him. And he actually does a great job right here. He pulls really hard on that stick and gets his nose around on me and gets off a round. Now TAC view did not register a hit there. Yeah, it didn't register a hit, but he definitely hit me. I heard it, so he hit me for sure. And so I'm gonna flip it back around. Once again, I'm maintaining the fight in a one circle situation, and there we go, we're on his tail. And so he wants to go back into his rate fight. So I know I don't have a lot of time to try to, you know, get that kill, and really it's right there. If it had taken any longer than that, he would have been back in the raid fight, and we would have had to start this all over again. I would have had to reset the fight and just continue to do that over and over again until we're out of fuel or one of us makes a mistake and gets killed. Alright guys, so that's going to be the TAC view for today. Big thank you to Master J for coming out and helping with this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.